So, hello and hello to everyone. So, we're going to continue our tutorial for our CNC Manual Programming 101 ISO G codes, specifically for CNC milling machines. So, right now, last time, we stopped on the first 5 blocks of the machine programs, which we are going to continue today. So our first operation is facing program. Mm, yeah, facing program. And I'm just setting up my sketchpad to begin the tutorial. And by the way, it's our first time to meet. I'm Jamil. I'm a machinist for 20 years now, and I am sharing my experience when it comes to machining. And right now, I'm doing a tutorial for specifically for CNC milling, manual programming, ISO G codes. So if you are interested with this kind of topic that you want to learn also how to become a CNC machinist, and you have a like zero knowledge when it comes to CNC, so this is for you. So but yeah, please bear with me because I'm doing it like it's not like the well, it's all technical, but I'm doing it based on my personal, like my own terminology that I think I can connect with the I can connect with the fellow machinists that let's say that let's put like this that there's a new machinist coming into the work and he's still not familiar with the machine and also the programming. So I'm the one who will be responsible in teaching him. So what I'm sharing now is that's actually how I teach the fellow machinists in the workshop. So yeah. So that's why I'm using my own terminology that I think it can help the new machinist to understand what I'm teaching. So that's why to just recap our part is like this. It's 250. This is just sample drawing. So 250 by 300 by 100 thickness. And we have four M16, four holes, M16 on the corner, and we have diameter 50 in the middle. And it's through holes. The M16 have depth around 45 mm. So please bear with me my sketch also because I'm just using this sketch pad and honestly it's really hard to use it. But yeah, this is just what we have, so that's why I am doing it whatever we have just to share this information. So in this program we will learn after finishing all this tutorial, this specific topic, you will learn how to do programming operations. If you're zero knowledge or beginners, so you will for sure uh, learn how to do the G codes, programming in facing, contouring, packeting, drilling, chamfering, and tapping. And of course, between all inside of those tutorials, you will learn the calculation of formulas like how to get the proper RPM, revolution per minute, feed rate, cutting speed, angle, how to calculate your angle or your drill size in your tapping. So basically, after finishing these short tutorials or courses, you will have the confidence to do a CNC milling programs in your machines without any hesitations that you might probably get crushed or something like, because as a machinist, the number one focus is not just to program, but of course safety of everyone, in especially you and your machines. Yeah, so let's begin. So previously we tackled the first operation, which is pacing, and the first three blocks that I mentioned last time is G40, G18, G69, which is the cancellation mode. That is the first three blocks you have to put in your program. And G0, G91, G28, Z0, which is machine home position. I put it separately because, um, of course, when you want to move, you have to tell your machine, okay, move up. You have to move up first. You have to move all the way to the top first before moving your XYZ. That's why I put the next block, which is G0, G91, G28, X0, Y0, which is also a machine home position for your X and Y. So when your spindle is all the way to the top, so it's the time you can move X or Y. So you can put it one block just like G0, G91, G28, Z0, X0, Y0, but it's not safe because your machine will be moving at the same time all the way. Then you might hit the job or the part when you move the sideways and going up at one time. So if you have if you have part, you might hit that job. So it's better to move up first and separately put the X0, Y0 movement separately. So at least you already on the top when you move X0. Then after that one, I put is basing. So you just know that it's the second part of the programming. So N1 is sequence number, which used sometimes in jump when you want to jump in the next block without reading the previous block. So you can use N1, that is the sequence number to command that specific, like, jump to that specific sequence number one. So yeah, and the next one is, of course, if your machine is already on the home position, it's the time to call your tools, which is in our sample program, the facing program, the tools is face mill cutter 100. And let's say you assign this one in tool number one here in your program. It is in tool number one, which is face mill cutter diameter 100. So the command, the tool change command, your machine, your tool is inside your magazine at the back of your machine, or if your machine is, your spindle is just inside the machine like the turret type, so you can call how to call your tool. So the command is tool1 M6. So when the machine read that command, tool1 is tool number 1, which you assigned in tool number 1. M6 is the M code commands to call the tool. So tool1 M6 or M06. So when the machine read that, automatically the tool will, if the tool is from the back of the machine, if it's in the magazine, so the tool will comes out and get the tool. If your tool is on the front of your machine, just inside like the turret type, something like that, so it will rotate the turret and position the tool 100 that you have. So that's the command. So now for today we will be continuing the pacing programs, and before that, I want to drink my soft drinks. I want to drink my. It's not sponsored, but I drink this Fanta because, as what I've told you last time, I have this kind of dry throat when every time I teach in the teach about this specific endorsing the machine or teaching this kind of information to my colleagues. So my throat dry the whole day. So right now I would like to start with drinking first. Oh, really nice. Yeah, so um that tool 1M6 is calling the tool. I just want to see if the live is still ongoing. I'll go to yeah, it's still ongoing, and let's see if there's someone to about the chat. Mm, I don't see that if there is someone chatting in our live in TikTok. um okay, let's go to channels. Hello, get the broadcast double. What are those? No. Okay, your channels. Mm-hmm. Okay, so yep. So let's begin the tutorial. So after reviewing the previous topic that we have, let's proceed to after the tool 1 M6. Of course, I'm trying to get this. I'm still trying to find my notes last time, but until now I cannot find my notes. So, but still, we can be able to discuss the programming through my own language. Recall that because as far as I want, I don't want to miss anything on these blocks. That's why I'm trying to look my notes so that I can give all the details that as possible, right? But anyway, if there is no, that's all right. So of course, when we call the tool, what is the next thing that we want to command so that we can do pacing, so that we can do pacing operation. So when our tools is already inside our machine, because we call it in this command tool 1 M6, so the tools already comes out. So let's tell again the machine what is the next thing to do. So of course, oh, I think I copy paste this one, but still no. I want to copy paste. Copy so that we can do the number 6 step. Paste. So the next one, what is the next thing to do after calling our tools? So of course, the next command is defining your WCS. What is WCS? Of course, from our previous topic, WCS is Work Coordinate System. In short, our origin. Where in our sample program, where is our origin that we want to define specifically? So in this sample program, I define my origin in the middle of the part. So our X0 and Y0 origin is in the middle of this block, which is 300 by 250. So this is our WCS. Can you see it? That is in the middle of the part. So you have to define that one in your program, because before you assign the values, you have to define where is your origin. So I will command to my next block after calling the tools. So I will now tell the machine, okay, machine, this is my X0 and Y0 origin. This is my WCS, work coordinate system. So I will tell to the machine, this is my 0 by this command. G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0, and a block insert. What is InnoBlock? InnoBlock. So that is defining, I will, WCS. This is your WCS, worker system or origin. X0, Y0. That's the number 6. I will tell to my machine, this is my X0, Y0. So what are these commands? G0 means rapid command, rapid traverse. Meaning, G0 is used to position your tool. When it calls G0, the movement of your tool is not slowly, it's very quick. It's rapid traverse. So that is the G0. G1 is required feed rate, so it moves slowly. So we will tackle that one in the next stage. So you will understand how it really differentiates between G0 and G01. So meaning G0 is the rapid. Imagine you're running too fast, so that is rapid. That's why rapid traverse. Then that is the G0. G90, it is an absolute command. Absolute means from your origin, which is in the middle, X0, Y0, that is the value is always starting from your origin. That is the G90. And G54 is your WCS number. That's your origin number. Because there is G54, G55, G56, 57, 58, 59. And there is another extensions. So you can put your value when you set up your machine. You can put the value of your example. If this is your machine, if the tool moves somewhere here, this is your X0, Y0 of your machine. If your tool moves here, there is a specific value to your machine, that position. So you will input that value to your WCS, which is your work coordination system, that assigned in G54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. There is a value in that machine. So when you set it as your X0, Y0, so your G54 field, which is, there is, you can see in the G54 like X0, Y0, Z0, or if there is table A0, B0. So you can see there is a value specific on that area that correspond to your positioning of your origin. So when the machine read this, G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0, WC is X0, Y0 origin. So when he reads that one, the tool will go directly. If this is your tool, the piecemeal, example, this is your whole table and your tool is somewhere here. When the machine read this number 6, G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0, when your machine read that, if your tool is somewhere else inside your machine, the tool will immediately move to the middle of your WCS, of your X0, Y0. So our X0 and Y0 is somewhere in the middle. So your tool will moving there. So that command, when it reads this one, number 6, the WCS origin, defining your WCS command. Even your tool is here, it will move on that middle. Even your tool is here, your tool will move there. If your WCS is on this corner, of course, the tool will move on the WCS on that. But because our sample program, our WCS is on the middle, so your tool will move on the X0, Y0 of your WCS or origin. Okay? So, example, the tool is not there. They read the number 5. Tool 1 M6. This one, they read tool 1 M6. So, the tool will comes out from inside your magazine. It will comes out to machine anywhere. So, that's the positioning of your tool change. Example. Then, the number 6, it reads number 6. G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0. So, the tool will go immediately to your X0, Y0 of your origin. The tool will go there. Will position there, like that. So, it's on the middle now of your job. Then, of course, you are the one telling your machine what is the next move. So, that's how the program works. Now, I want to explain the G90 and G91 because I don't want to move to the next part without understanding G90 and G91. Okay? So, because you can say, we can say like G0, okay, G90, G54, X0, Y0. What is really the difference between G90 and G91? Okay? So, go back to Cartesian plane. I hope I can copy this one, but how can I really copy this one? So go back to Cartesian plane that we tackled last time, that you already understand how it works to our machines. Cartesian plane work like this. I want to dip. Oh, what is this? Why it has like that? Oh, so why there is like this here? I'll just remove it. Delete. Oh, that's not the one. That's how I. Anyway, because there is this kind of. I don't know what is this. Ah, yeah, that one. I think I can remove that. Delete. Oh, I think I can just like. What? Clear? Or I can probably move. What is that? But that one became empty. I don't know how it works. Why there's like that? I think I can just inline like this. So at least it's still specifically it's still aligned and not so obvious that this was. Yeah, that's still alright. Please bear with my sketchpad. I just still don't know how this operates. I just decided to go this tutorial. So before commanding the next commanding the machine to do this specific program, you cannot do exactly you cannot go further without understanding the G90 and G91, because I can put here G91 or G90. That's why I want you to understand what is the difference of G90 and G91. G90 is absolute command, G91 is incremental command. So the difference is like this. Where I will put that? Probably in the next page so that we can still put somewhere there, okay? So next page. Difference between oh. What is that again? Oh. Where's the tools? And text. And move there. So we just stop on this command, right? Defining the positioning of WCS X0Y0. Now the tool is on the middle, so just hangs up there at the moment, and we will discuss G90 and G91 before proceeding the next command, right? So because I want you to understand difference. Oh, where's that one now? Why it goes there? So let's difference between G90 and G91. What is that in our G-codes programming? Oops. So I'll copy that one again and paste so that we have here. So G90 is, what is that? G90. It is an absolute command. And of course, copy, Control C, Control V. G91 is an incremental command. What is this two G codes, G90, that G91 that you can see most of the time in your machine, which is very important. So G90 is absolute command, G91 is incremental command. I want you to understand this one because whenever you do the programming, as long as you understand this G90 and G91, you cannot miss any positioning of your program. So let's draw again the sketch that in Cartesian plane. So for you to understand, just a quick sketch, okay? Just a quick sketch so that you can understand, because how this is how it works. So I will sketch the it's really hard again to every time I do this Cartesian plane, it's really hard. Oops, at least it goes right away. So of course this is our x. This is x negative. Oops. So of course this is x positive x, because we're going to the right, right? But based on our previous explanation in understanding the Cartesian plane. If you still don't, if you missed the previous tutorial, please watch our previous video in our, we have also in our Blue Apps, and we have also uploaded here in TikTok our previous tutorials. In Blue Apps, you can find the Filipino Machinist Group overseas. Just find, and we share informative blogs there and tutorials about machining. So this is Cartesian plane or quadrant. I explained how the Cartesian plane works and how to apply it in our reality in our CNC machining when we define the value. So I explained, we have a previous video on that. Please, just if you cannot understand this Cartesian plane, I explained everything there. So please find that video. I just recently uploaded here in TikTok and also in Blue Apps and YouTube. YouTube is Jumil Ignacio. Just find those. Find me in YouTube and sorry. Yeah. Just find me there, and yeah. And Blue Apps also. Just find my name. What you see there, Jumil Ignacio, and yes. So anyway, again, go back to why it becomes red now. Because I probably highlight those. Oh, because this one is in the danger zone of our yeah, it exceeded to that. So go back to our sketch. So this is our x positive going to right. Oh, again, why? Let's put a little bit here near to that edge. You might probably, why is that positive x and why is this negative x on the left, and why is this positive y on the top, and why is this negative y on the front? All those explanation I discussed on the previous video. Just try to look there. So our origin, which we define always in the middle of this Cartesian plane, which is here, always on the middle. That is our origin, and let's highlight this. This is the symbol of the origin. So that's the symbol of the origin. So we have line here, 1, 2, probably 3, probably 4, or probably 5. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. It's only for illustration, okay? And please bear with my sketch. It's really hard. Then let's number it like a color bar number. This one. So let's say color red. Let's say so because this is positive, so probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the going to left is negative. All those explanation is in my previous blog. Please find that one if you cannot still watch, if you still don't watch that one, negative 2. The numbers and values I explained well in the previous blog. So please find those. And this is 1, 2. Oh, that's the one, number 1 there. And 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here also is negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So that's it. So J90 works from like this explanation. I think I used this blue one. G90. So the G90 works like this. Imagine this is your origin, right? In your part. This middle one is this one in your previous part. That one is somewhere here. That is your middle, right? That is your middle. So that's the middle of your Cartesian plane, which is we just transferred here. To explain what is G90 and G91 command. So G90 works like this. If your tool, because this is imaginary, this is the center of your tool, right? That is the center of your tool, which is your center x0, y0 of your origin. If your tool moves somewhere here, example, that is number 4, from left going this to right. So example, you have tools. Let's find tools, which is your G90. Let's create circle. Oh, why that one is red? How to change that one in color? Oh, not that one. It's really hard to figure out what is that. How to change that one in color? Color. Where is the color? Comment log show. I already tried this one last time. Like as what we do to our paste mill. But now I cannot see the color. Probably like this. Highlight. And what? No, it doesn't. Oh, probably it. Okay, anyway, whatever is the color is, just we can figure out this one later. So if this is our G90, we're discussing about G90, right? G90 absolute command. Example, our tool is here. Oh, let's probably grab the actual tool that we have so you can understand. Let's grab this tool that we have so you can understand. Yeah. So this is our actual tool. Let's make it. Yeah. So our tool is now right here on the middle of our origin, which is x0, y0. If our tool moves here in number 4, which is x positive y, so you just put it whatever the value is, because that's how G90 works. So if the tool from x0, y0 moves there, of course, your value is x positive 4, because that's the correspond to number 4 on that specific spot. X number X4. That's how G90 works. Example, from this origin, from this number 4, your tool moves there. So how do you read as G90 commands? Your X is X negative 4 because it moves to X negative 4, that specific spot. That's X negative 4. How about if your tool from here, it moves there to Y positive 3. Your tool is already here. So your G90 is G90Y positive 3 because this is your 0 and it moves to positive 3. And how about if it moves to here, negative 2? So when you command that one, G90Y negative 2 because from 0, it moves to negative 2. So that's how it works. How about if your tool moves here? It moves on the line of negative 4 and it moves in the line of positive 3. So basically, it moves something like this. It moves in the negative 4. You see this one? And it moves also to the positive Y. So when you cross that one, it moves somewhere there. That's your G90, right? So it moves there from the line of negative 4 and it's also in line with positive 3. So that's your middle of your tool. So when you command that one, you can put G90 X negative 4, which is it is in line here, X negative 4, Y positive 3. So from X0, Y0, your tool will go there. So when it reads like this, in our sample, that specific spot is like this. G90 will read like this. So your G90, that specific positioning will read G90 X negative 4 Y 3. Let's say put negative. X negative 4 Y positive 3. Let's let's put point because some of the machines don't have to be recognized the point also, 0.0. Can you see that one? That specific spot reads G90. Can you see that? That specific spot, that one, reads G90 X negative 4 Y positive 3. Because the G90 works, it always works based on the X0 and Y0 of your coordinate system, of your work coordinate system, your WCS or your origin. Wherever you go, your tool wherever goes, it goes here, it always follows your X0, Y origin from that 0 to whatever value you get. So that's why in this specific sample, when your tools is in the middle and it reads G90 X negative 4Y3, your tools will go there. From X0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is negative 4. And from Y0, it goes there, which is 1, 2, 3. It goes there, 3. So it is diagonally will go there on that specific spot. So that is G90. That's how G90 works. How about G91, incremental commands? How the G91 incremental command works? So the G90 can be, let's say the G90 can easily understand. Can easily understand because G90, as long as you know where is your origin, which is on the in this middle, you already know. When you move there, oh, what is correspond to x? Oh, it moves to x negative 4. And oh, it moves to positive 3. So G90, when you put the command G90 x negative 4 y3, so your tool will go there. Or if it goes here, oh, G90 in this spot, oh, G90, where is my origin? Oh, it is on the middle. Okay, oh, G90, x positive 2, because from origin to there, positive, x positive 2, and y negative 1, because it's correspond to negative 1. So you already know how it works. It's easy to understand. But what is G91? G91, in my explanation, is incremental command. It is moving from the last, remember this, from the last position of your tool. That is G91, how the G91 works. From the G91 works from the last position of your tool. So what is this means? What means of the last position of your tools? So G91 basically doesn't work based on your WCS. It doesn't work based on your WCS. It is the opposite. It's not actually opposite, but it is very different from G90. How the G90 reads. Because G90, wherever you go, wherever your tool, wherever you go, it moves based from the X0, Y0 of your origin. Right? So it's easily to understand. But G91, it works from the last position of your tool. From the last position. If your tool is here, so this is how it works. G91, you have to remember where is your last position of your tool. Example, this tool goes here. I will copy this one. Control C, Control B. So that we have two now. I will probably, how to change the color of this one? I want to change the color. So at least you will know that it is different, G91 and G90. Example. Where is the G9? G91. The color. Where's the color? Probably I highlight that and let's see if it will change somewhere here. Oh no, it's not. I highlight this. And color. Where's that color? Anyway, there is no color. I can probably figure out in the next. But this one, I'll just put one line. I just put a sketch there, so at least you know that that is the G90. Oh. Okay. Why there is no? Yeah, that one. And that is the red one. Okay. Yeah, there is. So that is your G90. That positioning, okay? Just to see that. Oh, it's really hard to use this sketchpad. But anyway, if we discuss a lot of more tutorials in the future, so for sure we will. So let's explain what is G91 is. So G91 works from the last position of your tool. It is not basing on the X0 or your WCS or your origin. So example, from this position, which is your G90, which is X negative 4, I think I'll put it a little bit down. the negative doesn't reflect. Yep. So which is from your, yep, which is the negative 4 and y3 is on this specific. How about is from that position, from G90, that is your G90, right? So from this position, your tool moves somewhere here. There, exactly in line. The y doesn't change, only the x. How about your tool moves there? What is now the how it reads in G91? Here, G91 will be reading imaginary. You will transfer this middle of Cartesian plane from your last tool. Example, if this is your Cartesian plane, right? Imagine you transfer from here. Put that one here. That is now in your the origin now of your positioning. This one, this middle one, x0 y0 is now already here. And imagine you put how will I explain that one? It's quite hard to explain this G91. So imagine if you say G91, your value is not anymore basing on this x0. You will have new origin, imaginary origin from this middle of your tool, from your previous position. Your origin now will be here. So that example, you transfer that x0 y0 to there. So example, if your position is here, imagine you move that all this Cartesian plane now there, something like that. But the way it works is like this. So the G91 now reads like this. Because G91 is it works from the last position of your tool. So this is now become your x0, this last position of your tool. This x negative 4 y3, that positioning from G90, from here to that one, that is G90. That is now become your x0 and y0 now, because this is G91. So it reads, you count how many, what is the value and where it moves. So from here, it moves to the right. From here, it moves to the right. So what is the value of x? Of course, positive x. But if it moves from here, the tool moves somewhere in the left, the value is of course negative. So that's why this specific example, the tool moves from left to the right. What is from left to the right? From left to the right, it is positive x. If my tool moves here, from right to left, of course, the value is negative. If my tool moves from here going to negative y, of course, the value is negative y, your value. If my tool moves from here going up, the value is positive y. You understand? So, because my example is from here, my tool moves here, the y doesn't move, only the x. It moves in line with 4. So, the value, you can immediately sure that the value is positive, not negative, right? Because it moves from left to right. From left to right. So imagine you are on the center, it moves from left to right. So positive. It doesn't move from right to left. So if from right to left, negative. But because it moves from left to right, so value is positive. So from here, it moves across to 4. So it moves to 4, right? So I will immediately think my value should be negative. But what is the value? Aside from, I already know that the value is positive because it moves from left to right. I already know. I will now type on that side like G91, something like that. I will now type on that like So I will now type J91. And it moves going to X from here to there. So I will now put G91X. And I already know that is positive because it moves from left to right. It moves from left to right. So it's positive. X positive. I will now put X positive. But what is the value? Because I just know that it is positive because it moves from left to right. So what is the value? Should I write 4? Because it is in line with number 4? Should I write 4? Because from my X0 of middle of the part, it moves there to 4. Will I put 4? Will I put plus 4? Because it inlines with 4? I will not put 4 because this is G91. If this is G90, you can put X4 because from 0 to X, it counts 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 4 if it is G90 because G90 works everywhere, everything from the WCS. But because G91 works from tool to from the last position of the tool going to where do you go, the value should X plus 8 8.0. Let's say it's a realistic machine. Where that 8 plus 0, X8 plus 0 came? G91X 8.0. Where does one came? That value, that X plus 8. Where that one came from? That X positive 8. Because, as I have mentioned, G91 works from the last position of your tool. So this one becomes your X0. From that, let's count. So this is now your X0 from negative 4. Let's count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's why where the 8 came from. You already know that G91, you move going to X, and you already know that the value is positive because from left to right. Then the 8 came from counting, this one will become your X0. So 0 from negative 4, you have to assign that one as 0. Then count the next one as 1. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And of course, just to see the illustration, it's obviously count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. If that is 10, 20, 30, 40, 10, 20, 30, 40, of course, that is become 80. That just for the illustration. Just for the illustration. X positive 8 from that. How about if your tool moves here? Because, so basically that one become X positive 0, Y positive 0 as well. Y positive Y 0. That Y will be going to this middle because Y, no. Because your X0 and Y0, the G91 works from the last position of your tool. Because your Y doesn't move, it just goes straight to positive 8. That's why put Y0. Because unless you move up or down from this position of your tool, your Y have value. But because you don't move your Y, you just go in line with this position and go right all the way to the X, positive 8. So that's why put Y0 because your Y doesn't move. That's how G91 works. X positive 8, Y0. So how about if the Y and X moves from this last position? From this last position. So let's say G91 again. G91. How about if your tool, I'll copy that one. Copy. How about if your tool moves from this position, probably going here, probably going here. Yeah, probably going here. Okay? It goes somewhere here in, if you read it in G90, if you read this one in G90, okay, let's compare now. The G90 becomes, so the G90, oh, G91, let's explain G91. I don't want to mix with G90. It moves here. From here, it moves here. It moves here from in line with +2 and in line with -1. So if this is our, if the last position, if the G91 works based on the last position of your tools, because the last position of our tool is here, it moves from here to here. So what is now our G91? I'll copy this one. Copy V. So what is now that position? So from that to here, what is the value of our X? Because the X moves from positive to negative. It moves from right to left. So if we will see our Cartesian plane, if the axis moves from right to left, which is the arrow is pointing, it becomes negative. And if the arrow moves from left to right, which is the arrow is pointing, it becomes positive. So because our last position is here, it's here, and it moves from right going to left. Although the 2 is still positive based on our Cartesian plane, but because G91 works from the last position, it moves from right to left. So this one moves from right to left. And also the Y, it moves from top, from front to back. So our X is now, the value of our X, is it positive or negative? Positive or negative? Negative, because it moves from right to left. If this is our Cartesian plane, it moves from right, which is our point, to left. So X negative. From right, this is became our X0, Y0 now, because G91 works based on the last position. So X0, Y0 now, this one, it moves going there. So X negative. So now what is the value? If we already know that the X is negative. X negative what? Let's count. If this is became now your X0, Y0, 0. It moves left. -1. -2. So X negative 2.0. X negative 2.0. Because from this, it becomes 0 now. And it moves left. X negative because it moves left. X negative 1. 2 because it's in line with 2. X negative 2.0. How about our Y? So since we know that Y moves from here, from top, and it moves down, it from top, from front, is it back or front? Oh, from top to bottom, just see from top to bottom. From top to bottom, it's pointing down. It pointing down, so it is, of course, negative. Because from top to bottom, the arrow point going to negative Y. So Y, of course, negative. So what's the value now of Y? What is now the value of Y? It moves from here to here. So where is your Y0 now? Your new Y0. It's in line with here in the tree. Your Y3 now becomes Y0 because it's G91. So Y0, let's count. 0, 1, 1, 0. Then going down, the value is negative. 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, -4. Y became -4.0. Let's count again. So your Y moves from here to here. So where is your Y in line with? In line with number 3. So this will become your Y0. It's not Y3 because it's G91. G91 works from last position of your tools that become your X0, Y0. So this became this become your y0. It moves going down, which is that's why become negative left because the arrow pointing negative down, negative going to down. So 0, 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So your y is negative 4. This is G91, okay? So that is G91. I'll change probably blue so that at least you'll just see. So that's how G91 works. So you understand how G19, G91, how it works. So just basically, if you read this one in G90, so go back to G90, because G90 is easily to understand. As long as you know your origin, which is this one, and let's say you read this as G90. So in G90, this became, in G90, you don't need to know where is your last position of your tool. You don't need to know where is the last position of your tool. As long as you know where is your origin in G90, you already know what is the value of your position. So in G90, this became, I'll copy paste this one. Copy. How about if we read this position in G90, this specific position, what is that in G90 if we read in G90? So that you can differentiate between the two. So if we read this one in G90, this one, this specific position, in G90, where is our reference, our x0 and y0 always in WCS. So from G90, what is our x? X. What is our x and what is the value? So from 0, it moves going to right. So of course, from left to right, our x is, we are sure that our x is positive. Because it moves from left to right. The arrow is pointing right. The x is positive. So, our x is positive. So, what is the value? So, G90 works always from WCS, which is your origin. Let's count. 0, 1, 2. So, x equals positive 2.0. Because G90 always works from WCS. So, what is our y? Your y moves from top going down. So what is the value if the arrow is pointing going down? So y is negative. It's going to the direction of negative. Y, negative. So what is the value of y? Let's count. Y, 0, going down, which is negative. Negative 1. Okay, negative 1. It in lines with negative 1. So y equals negative 1.0. That's how it works. Your G90 always from the x0 and y0 of your origin. You just read like that. But your G91 always read based on the last position of your tools. How about if your last position of your tool is this one, and your tool moves from that spot to here, so you will read that one from that to here. So if we read this one from G91, example, this tool comes from there, and it moves here. It is not from there, right? Example, I will just assume that your tool moves from there to here. Example, in G91. So what is the, I will just label 1, 2, 3. I will just label 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I'll put it in text. So 1, this is your 1, first positioning. This is your 1. Copy V. It moves there and becomes G91, that number 2. And from that, it moves here, which is become number 3. So it becomes, from this, from X0, it becomes G90. It moves there. So it's, I explain as G90. And from that, it moves somewhere there. And it becomes G91. That's why the value is X positive 8Y0. And from that, it moves to number 3 position. From that, number 2 to here, number 3, it reads G91 X negative 2, Y po, negative 4. Right? The same way, if it moves again to the other part, you have to read it based on this tool position. It becomes X0, Y0, and wherever it moves, that's where the counting begin again in G91. But in G90, wherever it moves, you always have to refer on your WCS on this middle. You read that one as X in G90, this one. You read that one X, going right, X 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. G90, X4, Y, positive 1. So in G90, that becomes, Control copy, Control V. This number 2 position, in G90, it reads Y, X 4.0, Y plus 1.0. And why is that? Why it goes to the down? Plus 1.0. It's too big. Yeah, and why is that G90X plus 4? Because G90 always works that position. Because G90 always works from the WCS, which is your origin. X0, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is X positive 4. And from 0, it goes up, which is positive Y. And it moves 1, Y, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, not Y positive 1. It's Y positive 3. It's Y positive 3. So I mistakenly type wrong. So from 0, Y going up, which is positive, Y. Let's count 0, 1, 2, 3. It's in line with number 3. So Y positive 3. That is in G90. But in G91, of course, as what I've said, it always works from the last position of your tool. That becomes your X0, Y0, which I explained. The movement from number 1, it moves to number 2. That's why the number of the value is X positive 8 and Y0. And when the tool moves from number 2 to number 3, the value in G91 becomes X negative 2, Y negative 4. That's how the G91 works. So, basically, it's just easy to use G90, right? Than to compromise yourself in using G91. You might probably thinking about that. You might probably thinking right now, so why should I use G91 if I can use G90 instead? Isn't it? You might probably thinking about that. Even me, if I will do the program, why should I make myself complicated if I can use the most easiest way, which is the G90, than to make it complicate with using G91? I might probably made a wrong counting from the last position of my tool. I might probably input the wrong one, and especially the value instead of negative, I might probably put positive, because I make the last position of my tool as my X0 and Y0 again. Because the simple explanation is, you cannot always, well, in our explanation, in our basic programming, in sample program as spacing, basically, I will not use G91 on that. But there is this certain part and programming which we can probably tackle in the next video that we will be uploading. there is this programming that you cannot really use G90. You should use G91 to work your program well, or to make your program. You can force it to use G90, but your program become longer and longer. That might probably, instead of making it easier for the machine to read, and for you as well, for the fellow machinists to read or program that machine, you can force to use G90, but your program becomes long, and you can assign a lot of specific or another program just to forcefully use G90. Instead, unlike if you use G91, it is easier and much shorter kind of program. As long as you understand between G90 and G91, you cannot you can always choose between two. But as long as you understand G91 how it works, it is very usable when it comes to programming a certain jobs that you need that really specific that command, the G91, that is starting from the last position of your tool. Especially when you're doing like repetitive um down or repetitive X and Y value, G91 is very usable. And also, when you do some positionings that sometimes G90 doesn't much find like so very, what you call that? Like if you, sometimes there's a situation that if you use G90, it's much more complicated than using G91 itself. Hopefully we can do another kind of program, hopefully in our next vlogs or next tutorial, that we can really see the value of G91 and how it really works in the program to become more efficient and much more easier to program your job than to use G90. But all the time, most of the time, the use of G90 is always the default in the machine. Always use G90. But there is certain jobs that really you need to use G91 just to have a good kind of program in your machine. Right? I hope you get what I mean on this explanation of G90 and G91, which is absolute command and incremental command in this specific sample. So that one, now you can now understand why I put G0, G90, G54. Go back to our program. When after you call your tool, it comes out from your machine, tool 1 M6, which is your paste mill 100 based on our sample. When the machine read G0, G90, which is absolute command, G54, which is your WCS number, G54, 55, that is your coordinate number. That's where your value of your machine was inputted in G54. Then X0 and Y0, it moves the tool on the X0, Y0 of your absolute command, because you said absolute command, right? So your tool will now move. I will copy again this one to have our tool again. So let's make it bigger, a little bit bigger. So when it reads G0, G90, X0, Y0, if your tool is somewhere here, example, somewhere in your machine, after tool change, it just is stuck on the corner when you get the tool. When it reads G0, G90, G54, absolute command, and you are in G54, your origin number, and X0, Y0, so immediately your tool will go, why it goes on the middle? Because you said it's G90. If you say G91, X0, Y0, your tool will not just move. Yeah, now I can explain well why, what is the difference now. If you put that one G91, when it reads, when it reads G0, G90, absolute command, G54, X0, Y0, if your tool is here, after tool change, so your tool will go there. Your tool will go there. Right? Because it said G90, which is always on the repairing on your coordinate system, your origin. But if I accidentally type G91 instead of G90, when it reads, so it called the machine, the tool 1 M6, your tool comes out from the machine. and it reads, instead of G90, it reads G91, G0, G91, G54, X0, Y0. So your tool will not gonna move from here, from that position to there. It will just stay from where he is, from where it is, because it reads G91. And you read G91, you did not specify any value. You said, hey, G91, from your position, move X0, Y0. So, because G91 works from the last position, X0, Y0, your tool will just there. It will not gonna move any movement. Unless you said, hey, G91, move negative 10. And Y positive, let's say, 100. So, your tool will gonna move when the machine read that, 0, G0, G91, G54, negative 10, Y100. So from that position, your tool will gonna move X negative 10, only a little bit, Y100. So it moves somewhere there. It moves somewhere there when it reaches G91. But because you said G91, so from that position, you said G91, G91, move X0, Y0. So your tool will just stay there because you said, hey, G91, which is your X0, Y0 is from where the last position of your tool. Move X0, Y0. You said, hey, G91, just stand by. Something like that because of the X0, Y0. Right? But because that is not actually the proper way, I just trying to explain you now what is the G90 and G91. Now I can explain because without explanation, without doing this explanation, you cannot even understand this one, even I put G91 or G90 there. So, but this is not the proper way. The proper way of calling the coordinate system is G90. That is the proper way. G0, hey machine, tool, move to X0, Y0 of our origin. So you will put this command. G0, G90, which is your absolute. G54, which is your coordinate system, X0, Y0. So the tool will immediately move to your X0, Y0 of your coordinate system. That middle. That's it. That's how the G90 and G91 explained. Right? So, yeah, this is the proper way. You cannot use G91 when calling your absolute to go in your middle of your job. That is the proper way. G0, G90. What is the G54? G54 is just assigning your X and Y value of your machine. Example, this is your machine. I will explain also now so that at least you understand. Just assigning your coordinate. Because if this is your part, example, if this is your part, let's illustrate. So how G54 number works so that you can understand also what are those G54, G55. So G54, G55, G56, G57, G58, G59, etc. And that extension number, this P1, P2, P3, that extension number already. Sometimes the machine, the old series machine don't have that kind of extension. Sometimes you only have G54 to 59. So this is WCS. WCS, which is work coordinate system, WCS number. So G54 to 59 is just recording your position of your machine. Example, you have this part. You can see the value in G54. Example, when you open your datum number 54 or your offset number, that is called offset number, or work measure number, measure part, measure number. You call that one again. The G54. So when you see that one, basically you can just select this value G54 if you're in G54. Down of that is X, let's say X negative That number, you can select that, 0.0 something, depends to how big is your machine. Y negative, possibly, yeah, that value. And Z negative, whatever the value, I just write what kind of value. Point, example, point, like that, point, that one. So basically, you can just select that. If G54 like that value, if you use G54 based on our example, G54, where is that value came from? Those value, where are those value came from? So that value came from, if this is your machine, just to understand what is that G5455, which is the WCS work coordinate system number, you can use 55, you can use 56, 57, 58, 59. You can assign every anywhere you want, as long as you have available that you have an available coordinate number that you can use. So what is that all about? It's just some G5455, it's just WCS. Example, just to understand, example, this is your machine. Inside your machine, you have this table, right? Table. And the X0, Y0, and Z0 home positioning of your machine is somewhere here. So that is your home position. Home position. Oh. I'll just write like this. So what is our home position? If you remember, in our home position, in our previous explanation, our home position is G91, G0, G91, G28, Z0, G0, G91, G28, X0, Y0. That is our home position. So our X0, Y0, and Z0 position is on that side. Then, we have this part, right? We have this part that we are going to machine. Imagine this rectangle is your bed inside your machine. That is your bed. Imagine you put your part somewhere here, which is now we are doing the program, right? Which is we have like this diameter in the middle. We have 4 corners. We have 4. Oh, I think it's really hard to draw. So that one bolt hole, 2 bolt hole. So that is our part, right? From this 4 corners, which is our machine. Imagine that is your inside the machine. That is your home position. That value, that area, that's your home position. And we have this part, right? And remember, we get the origin from the middle of this part. From this one, that is our origin, right? On the middle of that one. That value that you can see now, this value, X negative 7, I just assuming that kind of value. That value that you can see now is the value or the distance from that 0y0 of home position going there. That on that middle. From that to that, the value is X negative something like, Y negative something like, and Z negative something like. That is the value. Basically, you can put in G54. You can put that value in G55. You can put that value in G56, 57, 58, etc. You can put that one, but in your program, you will put, if you set that value in G55, in your program, you will type like this. In your program, you will type like this: G0, G90, G55. Or let's say G59, or G56. So your program will become G0, G90, G56, X0, Y0. But this value that you got from that 0 to that 1 when you set the machine, you have to put this value not from G54. You have to put that one in G56. Put those values in G56, not in G54. Because if your G54 have copy, paste, example, your G54 is that G56, right? So that's G56. You put G56, that value. This one, this G56. If your G54 example is, because you did not set your G54, so you did not set your G54, so basically your G54 value is 0. All 0 because you did not use that as your coordinate system. So basically the default value is 0. When the machine read this, example, you put that value in G56 but you put G54 here in the program. Example, you put G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0. But because you input this value in your G56 and not in G54, so basically your default value in G54 is, let's say, X0, Y0, or there is another value from the previous machine that you machined. So the part will not, the tool from here will not go from the middle of that one. It will go somewhere, or it might go crash, or it might just stand by here, or it might get alarm because it reads different value instead of getting G56. So meaning, if you input that value from G56 or input that value in G54, you have to define it well. You have to define it well in your program using what number or what WCS number you use. Okay? So when you put that one G55 and you use G56 here, it will not gonna go on that exact spot or coordinate of your machine. It will go somewhere and you might have crash your machine, or you have different value. You will read different. You can notice it anyway in the first place because it moves differently, or sometimes it will alarm it goes up or over travel, something like that. Okay, so now you understand what G54, 55, 56 WCS number, how it really, what is the explanation in machine, why you use 55, 56, 57. As long as you input that value to your desired work coordinate system number, you have to specify it well when you command in the first in the number 6 of our programming. You have to specify whatever number you use. If you use 54, 54. If you use 55, 55. So that's how G54. Even though you say, hey, even you say your tool is here from tool change. Even you say, hey tool, move from G0, G90, G54, X0, Y0, and you want to move there, right? You said to your machine, your tool, you instruct your tool, hey tool, move to that middle using this command. But because you used the wrong WCS number, you inputted it in G56. Example, you input in G56, your tool will not gonna move. Your tool will not gonna move there on the middle of the job as you expected. Because even though your value from your machine to that is correct, which you inputted, but you inputted it in the wrong coordinate system number. Instead of G54, you should input G56 because you input it in G56, that value. So to move this tool from the middle, you have to input G56 instead. If you save it in G56. Okay? So, but now, because our tutorial is like example, we use G54, so you just use 54. Just use 54 and make sure that when you input this value, you input that value, you input that one in G54, okay? So you input that one in G54. and your G56 should be whatever value you have in G56. That doesn't matter because this value that you already inputted in G54 is the value from that home position to that specific center of your job. So that's the value. So even your G55 and 56 have value, that doesn't matter because you chose G54 as your work coordinate system number specific to that middle of the job, that positioning, those values. Okay? So now that's where our tutorial end at the moment. From this pacing operation, at least we tackled, imagine we just tackled one block from tool 1 where we get our tools and we only have one block and we already consume a lot of hours just to explain what really G90 and G54, how it really works in our machines. Just those two commands, it takes a lot of explanation to explain, and it requires more experience to understand than I'm just discussing it in few hours. So hopefully fellow machinists are interested in CNC programming. Hopefully you got something from this explanation. And yeah, just watch whatever previous topic that you might miss so that you can get get to our discussions, so that you can follow our discussions. Or we have still few more programs, and for sure we will discuss it all. So hopefully you will get something. I Because I don't want to just say the program and just type at it is. I've been in a lot of watching like vlogs or tutorials that sometimes yeah, they explain, but they don't explain detail by detail, because I believe as a machinist we have to be sure in our program, in our, it is more on technical, so we don't put any value there in our machine or any characters that we don't really understand. So as a machinist, it is my somehow my obligation to, because I have this I have this let's say like to share this kind of tutorial, so it's also my obligation to explain it well to you, because I don't want to just, okay, this is the one, this is the one, then after all you cannot understand detail by detail, suddenly you will crash your machine and it's a problem. It is my obligation to share it to you in detail, so you are sure that the character or the number that you're inputting in your machine is is the one that you really want to put. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who is instructing your machine. If the machine crash, it's in your own fault, because you are the one who told your machine to do this. So if you don't really understand what details you input there, so you cannot, it's in your own mistake. So that's what I really want to do. Doesn't matter if it takes long to explain every details, as long as I explain it well. That's it for me. Okay, that's end of the day. Try if you can still, if you still want to do this more job, please follow our, go to our groups in the Blue Apps in Filipino machinist group overseas. And I have also in the, here in Jumel Ignacio official, just find my name and you can find me there. And we are doing some of the tutorials also from machinings. And yeah, so this video is specifically from beginners who already like from manual machining and they want to jump into CNC machining. So this is for you, and I'm trying to help everyone uh, to learn CNC programming, because a lot of machinists want to learn CNC, but only few people want to really have the intention to teach or to teach them properly, detail by detail. So If there's no one, so I'm the one who will teach this kind of information that will help my fellow machinists to also learn CNC machining. So right now I'm focused in milling. So there's a lot. So let's just do it part by part, so everyone also can learn from zero knowledge to getting getting the confident to program your own part and understand how the machine really works in CNC machining. All right. So again, I'm Jumel Ignacio, and let's keep safe and always take care of our, let's say, machine, because machine is our partners in life, in our work. So when you take care of your machine, like your own, like your car, so you will get, your machine will also take care for you, and you will not get headache on it. Okay, please follow Jumil Ignacio. Find me in Blue Apps or here in TikTok, and we will upload all another vlogs in the future and like this kind of live. Thank you. Bye bye.